Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
All right.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas. Hello, I'm Billy Cobbin, Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home.
Hey, it's Kay Boating with Tomorrow's Post Montessori Schools.
Good morning, Huntsville.
Good morning.
Hey, I'm Karen.
I'm Toy. And I'm Denise.
And from all of us at Walker County Federal Credit Union, good morning, Huntsville.
Hey, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what happened? This radio equipment that I have was on my desk. We'll get to it here in a moment. But it was, long story short, it was on my desk yesterday at the house because I did the show remotely from home with all the impending storm. Glad I did. But that's right where a tree fell into our house. It came through the house. And so water started pouring onto this equipment yesterday.
Oh my goodness, and it's still working?
Still working because
All right.
I rushed and got it. I was like, and it was and it was turned off. So as long as it's turned off, and you don't mess with anything, it's fine. So hey, we're here. We're back in studio. It feels good to be back in the studio. And I got over here pretty early this morning, so I got the AC cranked on even earlier because I knew when the real estate expert comes in, you better
She needed air.
You better have this place feeling good for the real estate expert. So welcome in, Terri Coleman here today.
Thank you. It's
good
been
to
a
see
while
you.
since
Yeah.
I've been here. I feel like I need to introduce myself as I'm Terri Coleman, your next door agent.
Yeah, here, hold on, right here. There's the camera, Terri, right here, that camera. So introduce yourself. This one right here. Yeah.
Okay, I'm Terri Coleman, your next door agent. Whether you need to ask a few questions or borrow a cup of sugar, I'm your next door agent.
There you go. We used to say shug. Some of that shug.
That's right. Give me some shugs. Give me some shugs.
Well, you're Terri, looking great. How have you been?
Thank you.
You've had some vacation time. You guys was it out of the country for a while?
We went to Antigua the first part of May. So we went to Antigua, spent a week, had a wonderful time, went with my son and his girlfriend. So that was nice to kind of get that family bonding a little bit closer.
Max was there with you, your husband. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I came back home and I got sick. So that's why I missed May. I wasn't here in May because I was sick with that. And then in June, I had a very bad bout of vertigo. So I missed my June. So I'm back.
Well, I'm going to say you're looking bright, and you've always looking bright. But this morning, Terri just came. I was like, after all the storms yesterday, we needed a bright spot in our day. And here's Terri Coleman coming in today.
You.
So, well, welcome in as we get started here. A lot different this morning than yesterday morning. The sun is out as we get rolling here on episode number 304 here on this Tactical Tuesday. Normally with us, our friends from Guardian Defense, Jason Thompson and the Thompson family. Jason was ill, and he's recovering right now, so he couldn't be here. He was going to send his mom, but I said, don't worry about it. Terri was coming in this morning regardless, and so I just told Jason last night, I said, hey, I'd love to have your mom on, but let's wait a little bit because I'm trying to get reset with everything that happened yesterday. And so we'll have them back on next week. But Miss Pat, if you're watching, I love you. I wasn't throwing you off. I love you.
She's a neat lady.
She's welcome anytime, by the way. Just not this time because we were – the deal was, too, I didn't have half the equipment in the studio, and I really didn't know if I was going to get – I'll be honest. You had messaged me yesterday. I didn't know if I was going to get back up here in time because our power's still out in Elkins.
Ours is also.
So – and I just got a word that half of it's back on, but, of course, not our half. We're in that back part. So – but those linemen are out there working hard. I want to encourage you. Here's a little inspiration this morning for you. There's a lot of folks out there working hard, and I know that it's just, it's one of those unfortunate things when you lose your power and it's easy to get impatient. Those guys are working hard. People aren't just sitting around and waiting. They're out there working hard. Entergy, or I beg your pardon, Centerpoint down in the Houston area, they brought on an extra 10,000 trucks to help with this. It was last number I heard down in that area is like 2.5 million people without power. Friends, we had 90 to 100 mile an hour wind gusts come through the deep part of South Texas and the Houston area. It got as high as 85 to 90 here, and that's why we've had so much widespread damage. In fact, as I was driving down 75 yesterday afternoon, there were 3 trees down over the power lines this morning, and God bless our city workers. They've been out there working hard. I don't even know if that's their responsibility, to be honest. I think the utility companies normally the ones that have to manage those lines.
Right.
But God bless our city workers because they were out there cutting trees. And now they didn't fully remove the trees, but they got them out of the road, cut them out. As of this morning, those 3 trees were still laying on the power lines. And so it's going to be some time before some of this power gets restored, Terri.
So if part of Elkins already has power on, that's a great thing because I got a message from Entergy yesterday saying that this was going to be a several-day restoration. And so now I'm down in the New Waverly area, so maybe just because of that area. But yeah, our Generac's been running now for 2 days.
Yeah, man, I wish we had. We just aren't in a situation to get one of those right now. I need one, but the bottom line is I bought a little cheap generator at Harbor Freight a while back. And that thing has been keeping us golden during these outages. Now, I can't run the AC. That's the tough thing. The Generac, you got the AC going, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I can't run the AC on this little guy. And so if you walk into our house right now, I literally have extension cords going all over the place. But it keeps our refrigerator cool, and it keeps a couple of fans going and a couple of lights. And the only thing that we're missing is the air conditioning. And so today we may have to and thank you to so many folks in this community. So many people reached out to us, said, what can we do to help? And I've had folks offer their homes. One guy has an RV. I may take him up on the offer if it doesn't come back on soon, because it does start to get hot in the house, and we got our 2 babies.
That's right.
So I may take up the RV offer. That's cool. I was like, man, we get our own little place out there. So we'll see. But I appreciate everybody in the community. I was looking here, Terri, by the way, and yeah, half of Elkins is online now. As I'm scrolling through the Entergy map, let's show this on the screen real quick. Can we do that?
Yes.
Let me see if I can do this morning. I'm going to show this here this morning. This is the latest outages from Entergy, and I'll pop this up on the screen. We're not on Spirit Radio FM this morning because that system is offline right now due to power issues. But here is downtown New Waverly. Where are you at, Terri?
I am out 1374 West. There at the corner of 45 and 1374 where the Burger King is.
Okay.
I'm west 3.8 miles.
So there's like a 1375, but you're one away from that, right?
Right. I'm 1374. I'm before you get to 1375.
Look at this. Your power may be back on.
All right. Well,
Look,
good. Well, it wasn't when I left this morning.
Yeah, no, they said like 15 minutes ago. And that eventually, yeah, look at this, Terri. Are you on Entergy?
Yes.
Okay.
On Sandy Creek.
So I'm seeing like Palm Creek down there. That's a little creek that runs through. Lost Meadow Road. Are you familiar with that?
Yes, that's just right before you get to my road, which is Sandy Creek.
So
Farm Road.
Yeah, so you're probably, I'm going to tell you what, I bet you anything you were back online.
I hope so, because I have the Coleman Cottage in the woods, just right around the corner from my home, which is an Airbnb, and the people staying there right now. Of course, I feel bad because I don't have a Generac or anything there, and so they've been without power for 2 days, and they were planning on just checking out today and going to Tyler, and I had some other people coming in for a wedding, and I was like, I can't promise you when the electricity come back on, but so that is awesome.
Well, that's just called roughing it. That's part of a vacation.
If you're going to be in the Coleman Cottage in the woods, you got to rough it.
That's right.
Maybe I can charge more for that.
Yeah, that's an extra charge. You know what? You think about this though, and Bridget and I, we went and stayed the night after our wedding. We stayed over at there in Conroe, Margaritaville. Mm-hmm. Well, we were way up high. Well, the power goes out. Not a big deal, right? No, it's a huge deal because when you're up like 13 floors and that elevator doesn't work.
That's right. You got to chunk it down.
And here's the other thing that really threw me off. And be mindful of this. When you stay at a hotel, sometimes like us, we always want to be as high as possible. I don't know anymore because I've learned that they have electric devices that pump the water up. So when the electricity went off, the water quit working. The toilet wouldn't flush and the shower no longer worked or the sink. So not only were we without power, we were also without water, and so we couldn't even bathe or shower that next morning.
Oh, wow.
And
I never thought about it that way.
Never knew that. And I was asking them, they said, yeah, we have pumps, electric pumps that provide the water. And I guess it makes sense if you think about it, because the reason you have water pressure at your home is because usually that water's up high in a tank or it comes from somewhere that's pumping pressure into the lines. Well, typically, especially out in a rural area, you have big water towers. Well, that water tower, the reason it's up high in the air is because all that water coming down puts pressure on the water system.
Right.
Well, if you think about it, if you're up high, now you don't have that gravitational pressure.
Right.
So they got to have a pump to pump the water back up to the top. And
their pump didn't work.
Pump didn't work because the air conditioner didn't work either, but the electricity was out. So
did you get compensated?
No, sorry. And I know it's not their fault, but something. Like,
right.
I won't say where because I like this place and they're good people. It was like the other day. We were eating somewhere, and we'll go back. They're good, and I'm never going to bash a local business. But there was there was bugs, like a little fly and some other, it looked like those, what do you call them, like fruit flies, got into the potato salad stuff. And I was sitting there and, I'm like, oh, this is kind of gross. And so we told the guy, and he's like, oh, okay. It didn't say I'm sorry, didn't offer like a discount, nothing. And I was like, dude, if I was in that situation, I would have said like, man, I'm so sorry. Can I give you something to go or this or that? You got to make it right.
I bet he wasn't the owner. He was an employee.
It was definitely an employee.
That didn't care.
But the training from the top down should be, like when I had my IT business, I trained my guys. I said, look, if there's something that a customer is not satisfied, ask them, what can I do to make this right?
Right.
And if it's reasonable, make it right. If their request is unreasonable, then come to me as the owner and I'll work with them. Mm-hmm. I very rarely had to deal with customer complaints because if you're coming at me upset, Terry, about something, especially in the computer business, you're upset because you thought that I removed this virus. Well, it's still there. You're going to come at me and scream, hey, what's going on? And if I say, well, Terry, I'm so sorry that this is still going on. What can I do to make it right? You can kind of feel that pressure going away.
That pressure go away.
Yeah, and so I mean, I literally maybe only had to deal with a couple of complaints a quarter. And we had a lot because in that nature of business, people are always upset about their computer not working. Mm-hmm. But we had a really high customer service rating because we asked that simple question. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I get what you're saying. What can we do to make this right? Mm-hmm. And the only one time we had a guy that just constantly went to stuff on the internet he shouldn't have been going to, and we showed him. Like, we'd wiped his computer out. He comes back, well, my computer's loaded with viruses again. Y'all didn't fix it the right way. And now there's laws against this stuff, but I just went Control-H, history, and I was like, boom, that's why you have a virus. I can't control what you do on the internet, man. And he got so embarrassed, and he's like, well, that's not right. And, like, went off, wrote a negative review. And it was cool because I had a chance to respond to it. Mm-hmm. And I responded publicly. This person they're going to websites they shouldn't be going to, and that's why they're getting these viruses. And never again did he comment. So anyways, well, welcome in as we continue
you.
on here, as we get rolling. Terri Coleman here with us today. Big shout out to Paul Oley of the Gallery. Paul, we love you, man. Hope everything is going well with Paul Oley of the Gallery for all of your custom framing, photography, and more. It is Paul Oley, the Gallery. Check him out here in downtown Huntsville at 1201 University. We would not be able to be in this space without Paul. And by the way, Terri, check this out. We have something. You didn't hear this, did you?
Oh.
Check this out. Get ready. I'm going to cut it at the hook.
Huntsville nights, neon lights ignite. Paul Oley at the Gallery, what a sight. Custom frames, each one with flair. You bring your art, he adds the care. We love you, Paul, oh yes we do. Your magic touch, you pull us through.
That is cool.
Yeah,
I like that. I could do a little dance to that.
It's the power of AI technology. So that's been our running joke here. But Paul, we love you, man. Appreciate you. Also, a huge shout out.
Do something cool for me like that.
We'll do it.
I like that.
We'll do it, Terri. Don't worry.
Make me feel like I'm young again. That kind of music kind of brought me
Do you
back
like
to
that? Is that like a 70s disco? Is that what that
That's-
sounded like?
Yeah.
All
like a
right.
70s disco, early 80s.
See, that was well before you were born, though. So
Yeah,
you know.
I know.
Big shout out to Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers, also online at elliotsjewelers.com for all of your jewelry needs, whether you have broken jewelry, something you need repaired. Maybe you're looking for that new engagement ring, guys. Go to Elliot's Jewelers online, elliotsjewelers.com to set up that appointment. And, of course, we could not be here on this Tactical Tuesday without our friends from Guardian Defense for all of your personal safety needs. They've got an awesome gun range just outside of town. And for all of your just personal safety needs, it is Guardian Defense. Check them out online at guardiandefensellc.com. Terri, you know where I was going because I started talking about jewelry.
Yes.
What do you have for us today?
Well, I thought about that this morning. I was like, what am I going to wear for my jewelry? Well, it's pretty plain today. The only thing I really have is a lapis necklace.
Is that like the lapis lazuli? Is that what that's called? Or is it just lapis?
It's just, as far as I know, it's just lapis.
Okay.
It's just blue lapis.
Yeah.
And this is my fake turquoise. But,
Beautiful.
But the lapis is real. So
Now you
anyway,
you have a flower ring on. Tell us
I
about
do.
this. That's beautiful.
Well, this is a mother of pearl with some diamonds in it. Both are fake mother of pearl, fake diamonds. But this ring is very sentimental to me. This was my mother's ring.
Oh, goodness.
And so I wear a lot of her jewelry. She passed in 2020, and so I wear a lot because it makes me just feel like she's with me.
Yeah, I love that.
So fake, but my mom's.
Yeah.
So sentimental.
And it's the realest you can be, though.
That's right.
You know, so that is so wonderful. If for those of you that maybe are new to the show and haven't seen Terri before, she's our real estate expert here on Hello Huntsville. You can see her periodic articles under our featured guide section under real estate experts on HelloHuntsvilleTX.com. And the reason that Terri was showing the jewelry is this started, a few months ago. I started noticing that Terri always had a different necklace on or a different bracelet. And so now it's turned into this thing where every time we see you, it's something different on the show.
I know, exactly. It's really kind of fun. I like it. But, yeah, I think it started our very first show together.
Yeah, I said, Terri, you know, I always realize you're wearing something different. Can we talk about it? And then there was that second time I forgot, though. And then I remembered from there on out, and we'll never forget again.
Well, I think you got some texts or something from your
Yeah, they
people
were
like,
wondering
hey, what happened to Terry's jewelry? How come we didn't see her jewelry?
Absolutely. Well, hey, welcome in. We'll talk with Terri. Some things kind of changing a little bit in the real estate world, so she's going to give us some insight onto that here in a little bit. We'll talk about it in a few moments. I do want to get to some of the comments, though. For those of you that are joining, again, welcome in. Let us know that you're out there here on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Tammy joining us this morning, saying good morning, Huntsville. Tammy Trotter, good morning to you. Carol McBee. Carol, it might be a new viewer here on the show. She put good morning, Huntsville, with a little purple heart. I love that.
All right.
Do you know Carol by any chance?
I do not.
Yeah, Carol, welcome in. So glad that you're
Hi,
joining
Carol.
us. Yeah, hey, what's going on, Carol? Thanks for being with us. Billy Cawthon over at Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. I love what Billy always says. He always says, good morning, family. And
Yes.
when I think of that, when you think of the word family, what comes to mind for you, Terri? I know I'm throwing this at you, but what do you think about when you hear the word family?
Closeness, love, security, protection.
Well, that's what we are here at Hello Huntsville.
Yes.
So see, well, that's and that's what we love about this. I love how Billy says that because we want all of you that engage with us here on the show every single morning and that are on our website. We want you to know that we feel like you're part of our family, and it's not like this exclusive club or anything like that you get to be a part of, but you are part of a family whenever you're here with us, and that's Billy started saying that, and it really made me think. And the word closeness is what comes to mind to me. And I'm glad that you said that, because we want everybody to feel like they are part of a close-knit community here on Hello Huntsville. Rick Boning over at Tomorrow's Promise. Happy 19th anniversary to Rick and Kay yesterday.
Wow.
19 years.
Happy anniversary.
So, Rick, you're doing good. You're doing something right. 19 golden years for Rick and Kay. We love you guys. Congratulations on 19 years of, what do you call it, wedding bliss. My sister joining us this morning from Temple area. Or actually, she's probably at work in Georgetown right now, but she lives in Belton Temple. Rebecca, where is it that you actually, is it Belton or Temple? I think it's in Temple. I get confused.
And this is your sister?
Yeah, well, all the towns run together.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Up in that area. So, but good morning to you, sis. Love you. I think my sis is coming in this weekend, her and my mom, so I'm really looking forward to that. Steph Valley over at Magnolia Kennel joining us, and she said positive thoughts to you and your family and everyone that's affected by all of these storms. Steph, appreciate you. We just had our 2 pups boarded over there at Magnolia as we were out of town for the 4th of July at Lake Buchanan, and she took great care of us. Jay Elms over at Century Security saying, good morning, Huntsville, praying for all of our neighbors that have lost power and damage on their properties. Man, there's been a lot of that, Terry.
There's
And
a lot.
we'll talk more about that here in a little bit as well. Also, Quentin Glaze joining us, saying good morning. He's our number 1 engager. Appreciate you, Quentin. Steph was saying, too, earlier, she said, my son and his family came from Kingwood yesterday because they have no power, and it could be a week.
Oh, wow.
You were just saying earlier that you had received an alert that said it may be a few days. Luckily, it sounds like you're back online.
I hope so, but yes, they said it would be a couple of days.
Kyle Kreiner, the brisketeer. Have you ever had one of Kyle's briskets?
Oh, my goodness, they're delicious.
You've had them then?
Oh, not only that, but I have referred him to a couple of different people who are doing functions. That's how good he is.
Yeah, the brisketeer of Huntsville joining us. Adrian Hunter, good morning to you over at Cabin Zamora, Texas, out there in Riverside. Good morning to you, Adrian. So great to see you this morning. Kathy Schweitzer, one of our wonderful HISD trustees, here with us this morning. As always, Kathy, so great to hear from you. Kathy, by the way, I don't think I still got a call. It's just been a whirlwind since June, and we still have all of our winners from the Rays of Hope last month. And Kathy, you won jewelry from Rays of Hope, and also Nathan, your son, was a winner as well. So we need to get that to you sometime, Kathy. And I've still got, I think, like 8 people to call for them to come pick up their jewelry from Elliott's Jewelers. So, Kathy, congratulations. If you didn't know that, now you know. You won a couple of jewelry there. Your son did, and you did as well. So congratulations. I'll get with you soon on that. Tara Burnett out at Hart's Veterans Museum. Good morning, Tara. She said, still no power, but thankful the storm is over. And I love what she said here, Terry, praying for the linemen and those out working. So a lot of folks out there. My sister, by the way, said it was Temple. So that is.
She corrected you.
She corrected me. That's right. I did. Go ahead, Terry.
Well, I was just going to say, Rob, I have to tell you how much you and putting Hello Huntsville together has meant to Huntsville. It's really brought us, I think, in a more positive light. People care about people, and it's just a positive thing. Thank you for what you've done.
You know, we love this community and wanted to find a way to be here and to come back here, and so we were thankful. And there's so much negativity, going on in the world, and I get on groups, and I understand some people have to have an outlet, on things, and I get that. Some people just need to talk, and maybe they don't have anybody to talk to, and maybe they just want to get on the internet. It's easier to type than to talk, and there's a place for all that, but that's not the place here on Hello Huntsville. And we want, especially new people that are joining us, we're all about engaging this community in a very positive way. I'm taking Huntsville to heart now, and I'm falling in love with the trees around here. I never thought I'd say that, but I was driving down, and I talked about this a while back. If folks own property, they should be able to do whatever they want with it. But I also believe to a certain degree. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is I'm driving down, like, once again, I know there's a new housing development coming in. Mm-hmm. They're on 30, and that's great for the community. But I was like, man, they didn't leave one single tree.
Exactly. They just
it's just weird. You drive by, and it's like trees, nothing, trees. And again, you're the owner of the property, so I believe that you should be able to do with it what you see fit, but within certain restrictions. I'm sure the city has some restrictions, and I'm not bringing negative light to this at all. Like, Georgetown was very big on okay, well, if you're going to do this, you got to have a ratio of like 30% trees and all that kind of stuff. And so as you drive through and they build these new areas, you will always see trees, especially in the parking lots. They have a requirement that trees have to be within the parking lots and a certain amount of them. The reason I brought all this up is, and I'm falling in love with the trees because I'm noticing some of them are gone now. Well, I'm driving there on the access road of 45 where it turns into Veterans Memorial and crosses over 45. I'm looking over there. This is by the Smileys. And all of a sudden I feel like, man, I'm out of place. I look because all those trees have been knocked down. And I'm like, what in the world can they build on that little small piece of property? I have no idea what's in. We try to keep up with it here on Hello Huntsville. But I'm like, man, I'm going to miss that scenery. I love seeing those trees. With us, and I was just showing a picture here.
Well, you know, when Woodlands was developed, they developed it with trees.
Well,
I mean, that was the standard, the Woodlands.
You don't even know that you're in the woodland. You don't even know that there's stuff there.
Well, sometimes it's hard to find what you're looking for because of all the trees.
It's like everything's in a tree house. Well, this happened yesterday. I'm going to flip through some of these photos here real quick. This happened yesterday in our neighborhood there in Elkins. This was some houses that were right down from us. And boy, trees are just down all over the place in that neighborhood. Let me I didn't have these lined up to show, so let me flip back here and just show a few more. Sometimes I post goofy pictures of me making faces, and I wanted to make sure none of those pop out. Like there's my children and the dogs and everything, so I wanted to make sure that those don't pop up. But this all came through yesterday, and it was just an experience. This is out at Bilfick Ford. And check this out. I mean, you can see some of the lines are starting to come down. The flags were whipping. I'm showing a video here, by the way. And, I mean, you're already starting to see, and this is no disrespect to Bilfick Ford because they can't help it, but some of the flags are getting tattered because of all the wind that was coming through that area. So this was yesterday, right as the storm was coming through. I know some folks would say, like, hey, you shouldn't be out during the middle of that. Here's another one. I'd pulled over to Freddie's. This was right – I want to say this was right after everything happened. It was because a tree fell on our house. This was right after everything happened. And we were kind of in a moment of silence. And so I was like, we're really hungry. So I ventured out to go get something to eat. Whataburger was open yesterday.
Oh, was it?
That. But again, you can see the wind whipping. And a lot of this ended up leading to so much damage throughout our area. And some of the photos that I wanted to show here real quick, Terry, there's my little girl yesterday.
She's precious.
There was this is what I wanted to show. As I was talking about on 45, or I'm sorry, on 75, as we were driving by you. This is what everyone's having to deal with and throughout the community. But this is what I saw. 3 of these huge logs had just fallen over on power lines. And look, there's even trees, as you can see, that are – this is going to take a while to clean up.
It's going to take a while.
That's the long story short. This is going to take a tremendous amount of time to clean up here.
Well, we were still just trying to get cleaned up from the last one, where the last storm that came through and all the flooding. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Yeah, and this is right there on 75. And the way that I know that Entergy is out working on the lines, not only if you see them, but we got off of cable internet, I don't know, 6 months ago because it was just, I'll just be honest, it was horrible service, just terrible. And they kept blaming my equipment, and I'm an IT guy. I knew it wasn't my equipment, but that was their reasoning was it was my equipment. Well, it's kind of funny because I switched over to AT&T, old school DSL. It works better than the cable that we had, to be honest, and my equipment's working perfectly fine. The thing about the old school DSL is they're phasing that out. Copper, the phone companies are trying to get rid of copper. It's just too expensive to maintain. And so we're on a service, it's what's called VDSL version 2. So when DSL first came out, it was like a meg. I won't get into the technical, but now you can get like 100 meg DSL and 10 meg up, which is not bad. It's more than enough for most households. Well, you can't even go online and find it. You have to call like some backdoor number to sign up for it. The privilege of being on that is, and the benefit is, when the power goes out, the copper's still hot and it's active. So usually when the power goes out, our internet will still work because I plug in the generator, plug in the DSL modem, we're back up and running. The local cable company doesn't work that way. When the power goes out, they're out also. So the reason that I know, though, that the power company is working is all of a sudden, even with the generator, our internet will go out. Well, that means that they've cut the phone line or they've done something because they've had to move those wires. So, of course, last night, 10:30 at night, internet goes down. And I'm going to tell you, we live in a world now when the internet goes down.
Everything goes down.
Yeah, do you ever feel like that? Like, what am I going to do? Because we get our TV through it. I mean, we get everything through it. So, but again, just wanted to show some of those pictures this morning.
You're like, oh, no, now I have to talk to my spouse.
Boy, Kyle, is this picture here your house? He said that I'm showing a picture here. Kyle Kreiner says, that's my house. So, man, if you guys are right there on 75 where all this was happening, I'm so sorry that, that this is the damage that's where you're at. But that's some of it. I did want to show one last thing here this morning, Terry, because this is what our family is dealing with. I'm hearing a story yesterday. Tragically, several people in the Houston area lost their lives. And one gentleman was literally sitting on his couch, and a tree comes through his house, and he passes away from that. In fact, I was watching the news when it happened. They had it all roped off with yellow tape. They couldn't even go in to retrieve the body because they were so worried about this tree causing further damage. So they had to make sure that the house was stable before they could even go in yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And apparently it was a family that had a baby. That's the tragedy of this as well, because the mom wanted to go back in and get the formula for the baby. They wouldn't let him back in.
Oh, wow.
I was telling Bridget this story. And I said, because our bedroom started leaking first, just out of nowhere. This house was built in 2017, Terry. Starts leaking. What's right by the chimney? So I thought immediately, okay, rain is probably blowing in under the flashing, and that's how it's leaking down the chimney into the bedroom, because our chimney's kind of in the center part of the house. So that's how things got started. Bridget hears trickling water. Oh, come in here quick. So I get a bucket, and I said, don't worry. I said, there's nothing we can do. The house isn't going to break apart. Don't worry. It's just a leak. Then I started telling her the story of this guy in Houston. And I said, just be thankful. I said, there's people. I said, it's tragic what's happened. I said, a tree fell in a house. No more than 10 minutes later, I'm in my daughter's bedroom, and I hear this loud boom. And I see something. I thought it was going to come through the window. Well, it's the neighbor's tree, huge tree, fell on top of our house with so much force that it not only, broke part of the side of the house, it came through my office.
Oh, my goodness.
And this is where my radio equipment was right below this. And so and this was once it started drying up, but water was gushing out of that hole in my ceiling.
That is eerie.
Yeah.
That you just told the story,
Yes.
and then it happens. So what did Bridget say? What did she do?
She's like, oh, my goodness, what was that? And I said, well, a tree just came through. And this is kind of a video of
you're
that.
very fortunate, though, that no one got hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm thankful. This was the tree, by the way. And, your first reaction is, man, my neighbor's going to have to take care of that. Well, the laws in the state of Texas, unless that tree was dead or it had a disease that they knew about, it's an act of God. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to cause any beef with my neighbors, but it tore up my fence. You can't really tell here, but it broke all the soffit on the side. The soffit is all bent, so that's going to have to be redone. And as I walk back into the house, you can kind of see here, I walk in. Bridget right there was saying the fire department's here. Thank them. They came by to check on us. And it doesn't seem like much, but I'm going to tell you, that's going to probably be $30,000 worth of damage.
So
easily.
what about your insurance company?
Oh, yeah, nice. Let's talk about that, shall we? $5,900 deductible for wind damage. And we're just praying God will provide. We've remained in faith since when we came back to Huntsville, we came back on faith, and I'm not going to give up on that. I know God's going to provide and take care of us.
He always does.
Because, that's a huge chunk of change that we just honestly don't have right now, but we'll find a way to make it work. But, that's going to be much more than that's going to be more than a deductible. So, obviously, we're going to file a claim.
Right.
But then there's also damage in the master bedroom that I didn't show. That's all going to have to be redone. They're going to have to take out sheetrock because as we looked up, that video doesn't show it, but as the day went on, that water started to soak more. And everybody's, well, get a tarp up. Well, how can you get a tarp up there when the tree is over the hole right? There's no way. Mm-hmm. And we don't have the ability to go up there and cut that tree down. A lot of folks reached out to us, but I've also learned in the middle of this, you got to kind of be careful because you don't want to mess with stuff and then mess up the insurance.
Right.
And that's what someone told me. They're like, don't do anything until you call your insurance company first and
take
make
lots
sure.
of pictures.
Yeah, because sometimes some insurance companies only work with preferred vendors. So you could go out and call somebody to come remove something. Well, now the insurance isn't going to pay because they're like, oh, well, that guy's not on our list. You know, there's certain things that you got to be aware of. I learned all this, unfortunately, when I had my IT company. I rushed to do something, and the insurance company was like, well, we're not going to cover it because that was an exorbitant fee. We're only going to cover it up to a certain amount. You should have called us first.
Right.
So, anyways,
Lesson learned.
We're fine. Yeah, lesson learned. Well, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk with Terri about some changes that are
Happening right now.
Happening right now in the real estate world. And we want to keep you up to date. Terri is our real estate expert, and there's nobody else better to explain that. We do not have a keyword this week, so we're not giving away anything. But if you just want to be nice to us, all you have to do is text us in on the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line. Again, not giving away anything, but we'd love to hear from you. Let us know that you're out there this morning, and we'll give you a special shout-out. All you got to do is text in your name to 936-339-0139. Again, that number, 936-339-0139. That's the 0 Degree Creations phone and text line, and we'd love to hear from you. As always, our Tuesday is brought to you by Guardian Defense. All things personal safety. It's Guardian Defense here in Huntsville. Check them out online at guardiandefensellc.com. We'll take a brief break. We'll be back in a moment. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville here on a Tuesday.
Hey friends, this is Rob Hipp, and I'm here
Rob.
to talk about a true expert in the real estate world. Let me introduce you to my good friend Terri Coleman of the Coleman Realty Group.
With 33 years in the business, I've dedicated my life to making your real estate dreams come true. Specializing in residential properties, I serve Walker and Montgomery counties, from Spring to Trinity and areas all around.
They call her your next door agent, and here's why.
I'm not just here to help you find a home or lease a property. I'm here to build lifelong relationships. Whether it's residential or commercial, farm or ranch listings, there's something for everyone.
Now you might wonder, what sets Terri apart from other real estate agents? Well, it's simple. She goes above and beyond for her clients, like the time she surprised a family from California with a fully decorated Christmas tree and gifts when they returned from closing. You shouldn't have to compromise on the joys of home during life-changing moments. So, if you're ready to make your real estate dreams come true, here's what you need to do.
Visit my website at myrealtorterry.com and let's make those dreams a reality.
That's Terri Coleman, your expert in all things real estate.
I'm Terri Coleman, your next door agent, and I can't wait to help you open the door to your new
This is
life.
Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas.
Welcome to Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville, where we've been caring for your furry family members for over 4 decades. Nestled at 877 IH 45 South, our kennel is a perfect retreat for your pet. With a climate-controlled facility, spacious exercise yards, we ensure a comfortable and enjoyable stay. At Magnolia Kennel, we offer a range of options including overnight boarding, extended stay boarding, and doggy day out. But that's not all. We also provide additional pampering services like baths and nail care to keep your pets looking and feeling their best. Making a reservation is a breeze at magnoliakennel.com. We take great pride in our dedication to the community, supporting our local fire departments by providing oxygen pet masks. Stay connected and enjoy adorable pet updates by following us on Facebook. Magnolia Kennel of Huntsville is where dogs get to be dogs. Visit us at magnoliakennel.com to book your pet's next stay. We can't wait to meet your 4-legged family members.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here for Elliott's Jewelers. I wanted to take a brief moment to let you know if you're looking for someone in the jewelry business right here in Huntsville, look no further than my good friend Elliott Herslick. He's helped me out time and time again, whether it was that wedding band that I needed a while back or that special ring for Bridget. He's always been there for me. He goes above and beyond. He's also a person who gives back to the local community. I like to do business with those who give back, and that's exactly what Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers does. Hey, if you feel like you don't know what to do, maybe you don't know where to turn, what to look for, Elliot is the person. Again, it's Elliot's Jewelers. You can visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com for more information. And when you call him, let him know that you heard from his good friend Rob Hipp. Again, it's Rob here for Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union, and our business is helping you take care of your business. In addition to personal accounts, Walker County Federal Credit Union also offers business accounts and business lending for commercial customers. We're devoted to taking care of the needs of our individual members and helping our business members with their financial success too. Call us today and find out how easy it is to work with Walker County Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp here for Elliot's Jewelers. I wanted to take a brief moment to let you know if you're looking for someone in the jewelry business right here in Huntsville, look no further than my good friend Elliot Herzlich. He's helped me out time and time again, whether it was that wedding band that I needed a while back or that special ring for Bridget. He's always been there for me. He goes above and beyond. He's also a person who gives back to the local community. I like to do business with those who give back, and that's exactly what Elliot Herzlich of Elliot's Jewelers does. Hey, if you feel like you don't know what to do, maybe you don't know where to turn, what to look for, Elliot is the person. Again, it's Elliot's Jewelers. You can visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com for more information. And when you call him, let him know that you heard from his good friend Rob Hipp. Again, it's Rob here for Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
No idea what it is, Terry. Sounded good so far. Are you down? Yeah. I'm waiting on the words.
Terri Coleman on the floor, selling houses more and more. Walker County spread so wide, she knows every single side. 30 years she's got the groove, helping buyers in the move. From the suburbs,
I'm waiting for the chorus.
Terry's name is going round. Terry knows it well. Every house she's got to sell.
All right.
Disco beats and funky flair. Real estate beyond compare.
See, but this one's a little.
Open houses.
This one's like a little. It gives you two versions. Here's the other one. It gives you two, Terry. This one may be a little more upbeat. Man, these are taking a while to get going. I guess maybe that's the way it was in this. You know, the disco takes a while to get the lyrics going back in the day. Kind of like starting up the lawnmower. You got to get the engine going a little bit first. Hold up, Terry. Let's see what this one sounds like. Kyle Kreiner's in the studio, by the way, doing the lawnmower right now. Man. See, I'd have to redo this. I'd have to redo it, Terry, but it'll work out. So it'll work out.
That ask and you just get it right there.
There you
That's
go.
what happens
Yep.
with Rob.
Well, Terri
Ask
Coleman.
and he gives it to you.
Terri Coleman back. Make sure you to hold that.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah.
How's that?
That's perfect. So Terry back. See, the thing is, Terry brought up a good. I have this for the. I don't like messing up the ladies' hair. And Terry said, Rob, you got that handheld mic? I said, yes, ma'am. I got it right for you. So, well, welcome back in as we continue on here on this edition of Good Morning Huntsville. Big thank you to Guardian Defense, as always, for our foundation sponsorship on a Tuesday. Terri Coleman's here, our Hello Huntsville real estate expert, your next door realtor. Terry, some changes have kind of happened in the real estate world, and this has been a process going on for quite some time now. Kind of give us the cliff notes on what exactly has happened. And I believe this was all through the National Association of Realtors. Give us some updates.
Yes. National Association of Realtors, NAR, was involved in a lawsuit. It was a class action suit where some homeowners came against NAR saying that there was price fixing. And because the real estate standard is 6%.
And talking about commissions whenever you buy or sell a home, yeah.
So typically 3% of that commission goes to the listing office and 3% goes to the buyer's office. That has kind of been the standard. Now that's just a standard. We can charge whatever we want. We could charge 8%, 10%, or we could charge 2%. It's all negotiable. When you visit with your realtor, it's all negotiable. But because of the majority across the nation was 6%, they were able to bring this lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors. And by doing so, that has changed a lot of the documents. We are not able to put in MLS anymore how much the buyer's agent is going to receive. So in negotiating now, a buyer's agent, a buyer's agent can't work for free.
Mm-hmm.
So the buyer's agent now is going to have to sit down with you, the buyer, and say, and there's a new document, because there's always a new document. Rob, I'm going to help you buy your house. I'm going to do this and this and this for you. I'm going to take you around. If the seller on that particular home you pick out is not willing to do a compensation of my expense, my commission, we need to work out an agreement of what you're willing to pay. So it's just more negotiation, and then what happens is, though, if you're a seller and you're listing your property right now, if you don't offer some kind of compensation, then you are cutting your buyers out of the market.
Yeah, and that's their livelihood, how they support their families.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Wow.
So where you may get 10 showings on your home if you list it. Well, if you decide you're not going to do compensation for that buyer's agent, well, now you're going to maybe get one showing, that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a lot of adjustment, both for buyers and sellers. But your real estate agent should be educated enough, should be able to guide you through that the proper way.
Yeah, bottom line is find a good agent like Terri Coleman. She'll help you through it. And even better, this is me talking, not Terry. Just say, just do the standard, and then it'll be over with. Just keep doing what people are doing. And, I'm not an expert at this, but from the consumer side, I just think it's just another headache to have to go through. And that's why you need a good real estate agent who understands all of these laws that are coming into place. And Terry's been doing it for over 30 years. She keeps up to date with it, and she will guide you in the right direction. So if you're looking to purchase a home here in Walker County or throughout the area, Terri Coleman is who you go to. And you can find out more information, by the way, on her website. It's myrealtorterri.com. That's myrealtorterri.com. And whether you're buying or selling or investing here in this area or the greater Houston area, she is your next door agent. So appreciate that insight. How is the market looking? I've seen a lot of houses for sale, like in my neighborhood out in Elkins Lake. Where are we at, like inventory-wise? How's the market looking as we go through this summer?
The market's looking good. So, like in Elkins, like right now, we have about 24 houses on the market. That's about average for Elkins. It runs between 25 and 30 houses on the market. So that's good. Same way across the city and other subdivisions and other areas. So there's a lot to choose from. So don't hesitate to come on out to Walker County and be part of this community. But there is a lot to choose from, as well as we have quite a few new neighborhoods coming in. So if you're wanting a brand new home, then in a brand new area, we have that too to offer.
What are some things, folks should be on alert? And I know I didn't prep you on this, Terri, but we don't need to because you're the expert. You're always so good at answering the questions. But, I've seen a lot in Elkins with the recent flooding and all that. What are some things that folks should be very aware of when they go to buy a home related to the potential that there may be water getting into their house? Have you came across that over the years?
Well, yes. Obviously you need to first find out if it's in the floodplain, that kind of stuff. But now there's some homes at Elkins that flooded this past time. They had never flooded in, 25, 30 years, had never flooded. And that has to do with some of the changing of cutting trees down, doing things like that, work on the freeway, all kinds of things like that. So one thing is you just need to, when you're selling your home, if it's ever flooded, please disclose that.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
But yeah, you have to disclose it. If you don't disclose it and it's found out later, you're in big trouble. So just disclose it and work around that. We can work around that. Some of that is just about putting in bigger drains, things like that. But we solve that problem.
Yeah, that's good. I brought that up because maybe somebody sees that dream home. They're like, oh, well, this thing's flooded before. But there is ways to help mitigate that. And so, I remember growing up, my dad would always say, well, that moron, he bought the house on the property where the rain was coming, so he ought to know it was going to flood, which kind of makes sense. My dad's a very common sense thinker. But again, if you find those properties and they are prone to that, there is opportunity sometimes to help mitigate that with different types of water flow and those things. And again, that's why you need a good real estate agent like Terri. She can give you all the insight, and she'll make sure that you're not getting involved into some mess that you're going to have to come back later and figure out how to clean up. She's going to try to help as much as possible. But again, it's also up to the person selling the house to make sure that they have the full disclosures, because that'll come back and that could bite them in the bottom pretty tough.
Exactly.
Like our house in Georgetown flooded, and of course I had to disclose that. We had a good I want to say it was about 10 inches of water in the house. And so of course we disclosed that. It was in a 100-year floodplain already, so that was already disclosed. And we didn't know moving into it, right? We moved into this house. I bought it in 2006, and then in 2011 we were forced into the 100-year floodplain, so therefore we had to have flood insurance because we were had a mortgage on the home. And thankfully we did, because that was when Tropical Storm Harvey, maybe? It was one of those H's. And I've always been able to remember it. Now I can't remember, but it was a tropical storm in 2012 that came through and dumped all this rain on our neighborhood, and we were the highlight. That neighborhood in Georgetown was national news because it was like 28 inches of rain within a day.
Wow.
And so we had some pretty good water come in the house. So. Well, Terri, we appreciate you and all that you do here in this community. I've already gave the website, myrealtorterri.com. What else is new? How can folks get in touch with you?
Well, my website, or really, I prefer just call me direct. My number is 936-581-4434, or you can text me. But that's really the better way to reach me, is just get in touch with me direct.
All right, so I'm going to put it here. Terri Coleman, your next door agent. Again, you can reach her at 936-581-4434. And hey, I wanted to mention, you got a little recognition. I know you don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. You got a little who's who recognition.
That's
and
right.
We're going to have a press release coming out on the website about that. But can you give us some insight into what this award is? It's very prestigious for you.
Well, there's actually 3 other agents in Caldwell Bankers, and actually all 3 of them are on my team, my real estate team, that we all got a phone call and said, hey, we've noticed over this past year the articles that you put out, what you've done. You've been nominated for Who's Who, in the real estate industry, and we all won that award. And like I said, that yes, they did send us a release, and I haven't done anything with it. But, but thank you for bringing it up. Yeah. So, but yes, I'm a who's who in the real estate industry.
Awesome. Well, we know that Terri does good work, and appreciate you and appreciate your friendship too, Terri. That's another thing.
Thank
You know, I don't just have Terri on here because she sponsors this program, but I knew Terri long before I had any inclination of doing this show or Hello Huntsville, and you've been a friend, and you've been so involved in the community, and it means so much. And we just think the world of you and your husband Max. We love y'all both very much, and all the good things that you continue to do here in Huntsville. So.
Thank you.
Now, can I ask you a question? I think that
Sure.
property on Veterans Memorial, that sold, right?
That sold.
Man, we had that bad boy going for a while. That was
Yes,
nothing on you.
yes.
It's just finding the right person for it, right?
It was, and you know, again, back to this NAR situation. I sold that property to that owner, and then now I listed it and resold it again.
Wow.
But when I did that, I gave him a discount on my commission. So again, the commission is all negotiable. Don't let the NAR lawsuit scare you in any way. So, but yeah, it's been sold, it's been gone, and so.
If you're feeling really generous, just give your agent a 50% commission, right?
Yeah, I like that, a bonus.
Hey, I did want to ask you this. What is maybe like, have you ever heard of someone just like, I'll just help you out? Have you ever heard of anyone doing anything like that in the industry?
No.
No. Have they ever went higher than 6?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
yes.
But no one's ever been like, I'll give you 50%.
So, no. Okay.
Yeah, Kyle said when he hits the lottery, he'll do that for you.
All right, we're going to hold you to that, Kyle. No, I have been 7%.
Oh, wow.
But again, doesn't go all to me. It
Yeah.
gets shared down the pipeline, but yeah.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, hey, before we go today, again, we're not going to call anyone today. We'll have our prize line back up, our 0 Degree Creations phone and text line tomorrow. We always have an impossible question now every day. And Terri, I'm going to throw this at you. Today's impossible question, 14% of us, so if you had 100 people, 14 in the room may raise their hand, they have accidentally done this with their vehicle. What has 14% of folks accidentally done with their vehicle? And we'll give a moment, too, for those of you joining us online this morning to chime in on that. But what would be your guess? 14% of us have accidentally done this with our vehicle. Any idea, Terri?
Well, the first thing that comes to my mind is wreck it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that's not the answer, because that would be too easy of an answer. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a lot more than 14. It does involve an accident.
Okay.
It involves backing into something.
Oh, backing out of your garage and leaving your door closed.
That's right. Yeah, 14% of folks have backed into their own garage. Have you ever did that?
I have never done that, but I've backed into trees on my property.
That's happened, yeah.
Yes.
So I've never done that either, but I have hit a tree. A couple of did you knows today, Terri. 9% of people check on their pets as the first thing they do when they get out of bed in the morning. Only 9%. Do you have any dogs, any pets?
I have an outdoor dog, and I don't check on him the first thing I get up. I go check to see if the coffee pot turned on.
Our two are indoors, and they sleep right next to me, and our Golden's getting a little bit older, and he scares me sometimes because I'll poke him, and he doesn't move. So I check him every morning, and it's just because he's in such a deep sleep. So only 9%. 9%. I'm one of the 9%, Terri.
40%, one of the 9.
40% of people say you should never bring a what to a concert. 40% of people say you should never bring what to a concert. What was it? Fire. A sign. 40% don't bring a sign to a concert. Okay. I wouldn't do that anyways. That'd be kind of but you see them sometimes, right?
You see people holding things up. I wouldn't do that, but
yeah, I'm
just there to hear the music.
I don't want to get political, but this one was pretty funny. There was a Biden rally, and he's shaking hands, and this was recent too, and it was something because there's a lot of folks calling for him to now step aside and let someone else in the Democratic Party step in. And at one of the rallies, he was sitting there shaking everyone's hand, and someone right in front of him has a sign that says "Step aside, Joe." And they're just holding it. I was like, it's right in the middle of everybody.
That's brave.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. So I guess that's not a concert. That's a political rally. So 83% of people go out to eat dinner at least once a month. 80%. I think that we're one of the 83. We go out at least once a month.
I think we go once a week.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Bridget and I go maybe once or twice a week. It's almost starting to get cheaper now to go out to eat than it is to cook at home. And I hate to say, but it's the truth.
That is the truth. You know what? There's never a time that we go out to eat that we don't bring some of it home, and so then that's the meal for the next day. So
yeah, and the grocery costs are just you have 2 little bags. It's not HEB's fault. It's everywhere. But I literally have 2 or 3 plastic sacks, and I've spent $150. I mean, the price is just getting outrageous. 3/4 of us have a flashlight, but less than half of those don't work. I've got 2 at home that don't work, and I don't know why I have them. You know what another thing is in the shower? Are you guilty of this? Do you have empty bottles of soaps?
Yes.
See? I knew.
Yes.
I'm going to take a picture of our shower. There's like 7 bottles of the same thing, and they're all empty. Yeah, I'm like, Bridget, what are we doing with these, sweetheart? There's like 7 bottles of the same, and I'm trying to like find the soap, and all of them are empty.
She's collecting them.
Collected them. Red, red is the car color that gets hit with the most bird poop.
Really? I thought red was, I never thought about that, but I'd always heard that red is the car that most police officers will pull over.
The only, knock on wood, the only ticket that I've ever gotten in my life
was a red car.
Was a red car that I was renting. I've been pulled over probably 15 times, all warnings, but that one time it was outside of, where was I at? It was on I-10 heading way out to West Texas, Sonora, in that area in Sutton County. And this guy I'm flying. I don't even realize it, Terry. When you're on that part of the world out there, and it's a whole new world in West Texas. You're on I-10 West. I was driving to El Paso, and out of nowhere, these lights come up, and I'm going 95. Didn't even realize it. DPS pulls me. It looks like a guy from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Really?
What was his name? The police officer in the Dukes of Hazzard? I can't remember. Buford T. Justice, was that?
I don't know.
No, that was man, I cannot think. That was Smokey and the Bandit. Anyways, whoever the cop was on I've just totally lost my train of thought. On
Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard, yes. Well, he gets out and starts talking to me. How you doing, young man? This older guy, white hair popping out of his cowboy hat.
You probably gave him something to do that day.
That's it, Roscoe. And let me pull up a picture. You got one more second here, Terry?
Oh, I've got lots of time.
All right, hold on. I'm going to look this up. Roscoe, this was Dukes of Hazzard. I'm going to make sure that this is, yes, yeah, that's him.
That's him?
This is what the guy looked like. That's not Roscoe. That's the guy that pulled. Let's see. This is, let me show this here. Hold on. Oh, he passed away, too, in 2015. Look at that. So there's so many ads on the internet nowadays. It's so ridiculous. This is what, let's see, I'm turning us off, Terry, here. This is what this police officer looked like. Now, it was this guy, but imagine more of a gray hair. That's what he looked like, all right? That was him. And so as a DPS officer, real nice guy, and we start talking. You know me, I love to talk, so we're chatting. Well, you know, I pulled you over, young man. I said, well, I was speeding. Yes, you were. And he didn't get to any of that, though. We start talking about the Spurs, the NBA.
That's because he wanted company.
Yeah,
and he just wanted someone to talk to.
Exactly. So we sit here and talk, and I start talking about the San Antonio Spurs, a big basketball fan. Oh, I like watching them. Boy, they're a good basketball team, and da-da-da-da-da. And we go into this 10-minute conversation, and he puts his arm like in the window and kind of, he goes, well, son, I've really enjoyed talking to you, but I'm so sorry. I still got to write you a ticket. I was like, are you kidding me? It was like $300, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So was it a red Corvette you rented?
That was like some red Malibu junk. So got pulled over first and only time. Hopefully it'll never happen again. A couple of more here. A study found that the music you listen to can affect the way, if you particularly drink alcohol, it can affect the way that it tastes. So music can affect your taste buds, apparently. Some of these I have to read this before I do this. Another survey says that the average female secretly likes to vacuum.
That's not me. I'm not average.
Not like to vacuum. According to researchers, free food Free food is the most interesting perk employers can offer their employees. So there you go. If you're a boss, why don't you offer your employees some free food?
Bring donuts.
Here's one that kind of throws this back. And think about it. Around 60% of drivers, 60%, still have a cassette player in their car.
Really?
Can you believe
Today?
that? Today. But they don't use it.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. That would mean 6 out of 10 cars on the road they must be older vehicles.
Yeah, that would have to be.
I think that's an older stat. I think it's probably more like 10% nowadays.
I don't know. If that. They don't even make cars with cassettes anymore, so you have to have an older vehicle.
Yeah. I don't even see those anymore. If you're average, you'll start your car 4 times today. I think I'll probably start mine 10 times. And finally, on average, people throw away a quarter of a loaf of bread. So there you go, Terry. A quarter of a loaf of bread. Do you go through the whole loaf or do you throw it away?
We'll end up throwing some away.
Do you eat the
But we
ends?
don't need a lot of bread. We don't need a lot of bread anyway. And so the bread we do is that grain bread where it's much smaller loaves. Things like that.
Do you eat the ends of the bread, by the way?
Yes.
All right. Couple of last pieces. I don't. I throw them out. Give them to the dogs. Couple of last information. Today's National Dimples Day, Terry.
Oh, really?
Cow Appreciation Day. Move over. And National Sugar Cookie Day today. And also, if you're into baseball, well, how about this? The MLB All-Star Game 1 week from today. I'll be honest, I really don't. I'm probably not going to watch it. And how about this? One final little tidbit for you. Kevin Arnold from the Wonder Years. Did you ever watch the Wonder Years?
I did.
Kevin Arnold. Yes, Fred Savage. 48 years old today.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
Wow.
No longer little. 48 today.
Well,
All
let's
right.
give out one more tidbit.
Yes, ma'am. What do you got for us?
The Safe House fundraiser, bingo night in Trinity, July 13th.
That's coming up, and you can find out more information. Terry's on the board with Safe House, and, of course, they do such wonderful work in our community, helping women that are victims of domestic violence.
Trinity.
You can find this out, and Safe House, in Trinity is where this is.
It's in Trinity. It's in a new location, so go to the website.
Yeah, safehouse.org/community-events. You can find out more information online there. They were a beneficiary, by the way, Safe House, of our Rays of Hope this year.
Good.
And we have a few more beneficiaries. In fact, we'll have one tomorrow that we'll have a special presentation for. So looking forward to it. Well, friends, that'll wrap it up. Terry, so great to have you here. Boy, these hours go so fast.
They do.
We're an hour and 8 minutes today. So that'll wrap it up. Huntsville, we love you. We're going to continue praying for those that are affected. If there's anything that we can do here at Hello Huntsville, we want to help get the word out for some of the needs that you may have. So if you have some damage or you need some folks to help clean up, let us know so we can help get the word out about what your needs are. I know so many times when people go through stuff, they may not want help, but the reality is you may need it. Don't feel bad about asking, and allow us to help you as much as we can. You can email us at hello@hellohuntsvilletx.com. Friends, as I end every broadcast, reminding you here on this Tuesday that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We're really not. We do need each other. So please provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Big thank you, as always, to Guardian Defense and Jason Thompson and the Thompson family. For more information online at guardiandefensellc.com. We'll see you back at it tomorrow morning. Rick and Kay Boning of Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools with us as we continue to celebrate all the good things happening here in Huntsville. Terry, thanks for being here. We'll see you.
Thank you.